Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel. So my beautiful guest star here and I are here to give you an update on my 2019 project Pan. He was here when we started this project and I think he must be here to see it through. It's been exactly 4 months, it's now the end of April since I started this project Pan, and I think I've had some moderate success along the way. I'm going to start first with the foundations because I just want to get the base products out of the way and then we can move on into... well, it's actually mostly base products that I have in here. Never mind. Okay, let's start with the foundations. So when I started this project Pan, I had 2 foundations and 1 CC cream. I'm going to start with the foundation that I actually already panned and finished and I can get out of my collection. And that is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Original Foundation. I really like this foundation, but I like it just a tiny bit less compared to my Estee Lauder Double Wear Light, which is my absolute favorite foundation. Now I can completely focus on my Estee Lauder Double Wear Light foundation. No, you cannot have this. You can have Panda Bear. So Estee Lauder Double Wear Light is a foundation that I started using as soon as I was finished with the original Double Wear. I really like this foundation and I'm almost completely sure I can finish it up by the end of the year, maybe even a little bit earlier. The next foundation is actually not really a foundation, it's my It Cosmetics CC cream. So this is actually a mini, it's not even a full size. I'm not really sure that I've made much progress with this so far. I may have a bit more success with it in the upcoming months in the summer, because while I really like the formula on this and it kind of reminds me in terms of like coverage and longevity to the Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation, it is a little bit too dark for me, even though it is in the shade Light. I have to mix it in with my MAC Strobe Cream if I want to wear it right now, because it is just a tad too dark and you can see that it's a tad too dark. So unfortunately I haven't made much progress with this, but I will try to finish up as much of it as possible in the summer. It feels significantly lighter, so I do think that not much of it is left in here. Alright, then we reach a product where I don't really have much hope that I'm going to pan it, because I realized along the way that I no longer enjoy using it. That is the Estee Lauder Mattifier Face Primer. The thing with this primer, it's a really beautiful primer and it works really nicely with the Estee Lauder Double Wear range. Even though my skin still remains on the oily side and theoretically this would be a great primer for me, I noticed the last times that I used it that it made my foundation look extremely dry, and I really didn't like how it made my face feel and look. So unfortunately, or fortunately, because I have a much better skincare routine now, I don't really find use for this primer in my routine. I will try it again in the summer if my skin feels just a bit oilier and it doesn't make my foundation look too dry. But if I don't manage to like it by that time, I don't think I'm going to finish it. I do think there is still a good 20 to 30% of this left in here, and it will be a real shame. I'll probably just pass it on to someone who might get more use out of it, but for now this one remains a bit of a question mark. I'm not sure about it. Let's talk about the category where I have had the most success panning, and that is my eyeshadow primers. When I started this project pan, I had 2 eyeshadow primers that I wanted to pan, the Urban Decay Anti-Aging Primer Potion as well as the NYX HD eyeshadow base. No, you cannot have this. Let's talk about the Urban Decay Anti-Aging Eyeshadow Primer Potion. I really do like this eyeshadow primer. It doesn't make your eyelids too dry, it doesn't make them too greasy. It keeps your eyeshadow in place, or at least for me with my oily eyelids, for at least 8 to 10 hours, which is absolutely splendid. I didn't really want to get rid of this product, but since I had my MAC 2040 Stand Eye Base, like an absolutely new tube of that laying in my drawer, I really wanted to finish these 2 eyeshadow primers before I begin on a new one, and I feel like doing this project pan really motivated me to lay off the MAC 24-hour Extend Eye Base and just focus on finishing these 2 before I bust out a new one. Now let's talk about the NYX HD eyeshadow base. I'm actually quite happy to have this out of my collection because I didn't really like it particularly. I feel like it, first of all, makes my eyeshadow crease a lot sooner than the the MAC and Urban Decay eyeshadow primers, and on top of that I feel like it doesn't work very well with blending out matte eyeshadows. It just remains kind of a little bit greasy and tacky, and because of that, I have experienced a lot of patchiness with matte eyeshadows when I've used this primer. So I didn't like it, and well, not that I didn't like it, but it wasn't my favorite, and I'm happy that it's out of my collection. So the next category of eyeshadow related products I want to talk about are the 3 glitter glues that I want to have finished by the end of the year. These are Notoriously Morbid Shadow Bind, Darling Girl Glitter Glue, and Pixie Epoxy from Firini. I love all of these 3, but that being said, I don't need all 3 of them, so I want to get rid of all of them and then just get epoxy. I am pretty much going steady on all 3 of them, but since I have all 3 of them and you only need the tiniest amount, I think it will really take me until probably almost the end of the year to be finished with all 3 of them, but I'm slowly working my way through them. Let's talk about powders. When I started this project pan, I had 2 powders that I wanted to pan. The first one is the RMS Beauty Undress Me, and the other one was the Kat Von D Translucent powder. Now, let me just start off by saying I haven't even started on the Kat Von D powder because I'm still trying to pan the RMS Beauty powder. The reason I focused on this powder rather than the Kat Von D powder is because this powder is white. I don't know whether you can see it. It's like a very finely milled silica-based powder. It's a beautiful powder, but that being said, once I start using it in the summer, I do start seeing white patches on my skin, so I prefer to use it only in the winter so that my skin is a little bit paler and you can't really see any sort of like white cast because of this powder. Because you need the tiniest amount, I still haven't finished this powder, but I can tell that it's already... Yeah, I'm going strong. I think if I continue for another 2 or 3 months, I can probably get rid of this. And then I'm going to start on the Kat Von D one, which... I don't know if I can really pan this. Look how much product is still left in here. It's mini, but there is still pretty much all of it in there because I've barely ever used this powder. And to be honest with you, I'm really starting to miss my Hourglass Ambient Lighting powder. So once I finish the RMS powder, because I'm really motivated to finish that powder. But once I finish it, I'm probably going to relapse into using my Hourglass powder because I really miss it. Let's move into bronzer and blush. When I started my project pan, I told you that I have my Sunkissed Makeup Geek bronzer where I have made a significant dip in. And look at how much pan I've made on this. I'm so proud of myself. Look at all of this. So this over here is also a very thin layer left. So I think this pan is going to grow significantly already by the end of the summer. So whether I can finish it remains a bit questionable because it's a bronzer and I like to switch it up a little bit with bronzers, but I have been using this quite often because it's in my project pan, and of course once I saw the huge pan on it I was ecstatic, so I had to continue using it because I wanted the pan to grow. Let's talk about the blush that I included in my project pan, and that is the Velvet Touch Creamy Stick Blush in the number 07. You guys, I have been using this blush on occasion, but honestly I don't think I've made much progress with it. I haven't measured it, but I can tell you maybe I've like used a few millimeters of it, but really not much. I don't know if I can pan this. It's very ambitious of me to think that I can pan a blush, especially because blush is again one of those products that I like to switch it up with. So even though I really like this blush and I do use it on occasion, I don't use it often enough, I think, to pan it. We will see. Next up we have the Aurora Glow Kit from Anastasia Beverly Hills, where I am working on Panic, Lyra and Eclipse. You cannot really see any pan in either of these yet, but I do think by the end of the year I can probably at least put pans in both of these. Lyra and Eclipse are 2 of my absolute favorite highlighters of all time, and I do think I can pan them. I almost feel like I'm holding myself back with them because I don't really want to pan them. I want to pan them, but I also don't want to pan them. So I'm having a little bit of like an inner struggle when it comes to the Aurora Glow Kit. So even though I'm using it on a regular basis, I am holding myself back a little bit. Maybe I shouldn't. I included 1 eyeshadow in my project pan, and that is Notoriously Morbid's eyeshadow in So Goes My Nation. This is my brow bone highlight. This is a deluxe size of a loose eyeshadow, you guys. So I'm using it literally every time I do my makeup, so that is almost on a daily basis. And I feel like I have made a lot of progress. I don't know whether you can tell. I think when I started the project pan there was at least twice as much product. Now let's talk about the Walk of Shame category. The category where I'm going to make the least progress, and I'm definitely not going to pan anything, and that is lip products. How dumb was I? Oh wait, I'm actually missing one. Now I realized, wait. How naive was I to think that I can pan 4 lip products in a year? I have no idea. That's not going to happen. Oh, please don't touch my camera. I'd included Jeffree Star's Pumpkin Pie Liquid Lipstick, which even though I love and I really want to use up, I have maybe used like 3 or 4 times since the beginning of the project pan. Not nearly enough to pan it anytime soon. Then I have the Fenty Beauty Universal Gloss. Lovely gloss, I love it. Unfortunately, in the meantime, I bought 2 more glosses from Pat McGrath, and because the 2 glosses from Pat McGrath that I have a bit more base color to them, I use them more often. So this one, maybe I've used like once or twice. So far for these 2 products, I have very little faith that there's going to be any progress made, let alone panning them. And then we come to the 2 products that I have some hopes that maybe I won't pan, but at least I will have made significant dips in. The first one is my Urban Decay Vice lipstick in the shade Ravenswood. Ravenswood is one of my favorite like nudish types of lipsticks. It's a really beautiful pinkish nude, and I have made quite a bit of progress with it. I have used it also on quite a regular basis, but lipstick is one of those things that I really like to vary every day. And the final lip product that I have included in this project pan is my Pat McGrath Lip Fetish Balm in the shade Flash 3. This is a Flash 3? Oh yeah, Flash 3. I'm starting to confuse things. This is a really gorgeous lip balm, and I do use it on a regular basis. I don't think I have made that much progress with it though, because like I said, lip products are one of those things that I switch up every day, and I have no idea why I thought that I can commit to 4 different products and I can pan them in a year. It was naive, and I don't think it's ever going to happen. So this category, lip products, is going to be my walk of shame category, because I'm sure that by the end of the year no progress will be made there, or very little progress will be made. That being said, I am very proud of the progress that I have achieved, because I have 3 out of the 19 products that I started that I can toss on the side, so I have 16 products left. Hopefully by the next update I will have a few more products out, and we're going to slowly work our way down until the end of the year, when only the lip products will remain, or maybe a few more things in there. And let's hope that I'm at least going to have significant progress with most of the products that I have chosen for this project pan, because I do feel like I picked out very realistic to pan products, at least excluding the lip products. That was I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. The next update I will do for this project pen will probably be around the end of the summer. In the meantime, we will see each other in other videos. This dude is starting to be annoying again, so I will see you next time.